class number 5, and yeah, this is Aadhav JaiMurugesh. So yeah, in today's class we're gonna be learning about two tricks like usual, but like today's class, just for your information, it's gonna be a little bit harder because I wanted this course to be progressively harder. So at first it's gonna be like it's gonna start off kind of easy, like in the first couple of sessions, and then gradually it's gonna like the tricks are gonna get harder and harder and harder. So today's class is going to be kind of harder than previous courses, and yeah. So and today's class is also going to require a little bit of background knowledge. I mean, I'll explain to you guys what I exactly mean, but yeah, just know that. And yeah, I'm sorry. There was no worksheet from last class. I'm sorry. I totally forgot about that. But today's class is going to have a worksheet. I mean, yesterday's class was I mean, it was fairly easy, but yeah, if you guys do want a worksheet for last class, I can give that for you for today's class. But I can give you guys today's worksheets and yesterday's worksheets also. So yeah, let's get started. Let me share my screen. One sec. So are you guys able to see my screen? Okay, hopefully you can see my screen, but let's get started. So as usual, we will first start off our class with kind of a review session. So oh, actually, I don't think I do have a review session today, but yeah. Okay. It just seems like we're gonna get right into class for today's class. So today what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be learning how to get the square root of any number. I mean, yeah, we're gonna work on how to get the square root of any number really easy, and we're also gonna be talking about how to multiply two-digit numbers under 20. See, this is gonna be really easy, and I kind of forgot to do this in the first couple of sessions, so we're just gonna be catching up with that today. And I'm also gonna be talking about how to find the square root of any number. But since it's like extremely similar to finding the square root of the square root of any number, I'm just gonna be briefly touching over the topic. So let's get started. So let's say you want to find the square root of the number 87. So what would you guys do? For I mean yeah, please type the answer. I mean like please do it as you would do it usually, and please type in your answer in the chat. I just want to see how much like you guys know about how to like do square roots and stuff like that. Yeah. Mm, get the chat box. Are you guys able to see my screen, or is it not?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, good. Okay, so yeah, it seems like not a lot of people know about this, but I mean I'm gonna tell this to you before, but this trick is kind of gonna need like for you to have like a little bit of background knowledge on perfect squares of different numbers. So right now I'm gonna write the perfect squares from 1 to 15 to the side over here. So I'm just gonna quickly write that. It's gonna be square root of 1 is gonna be 1 of 4 is going to be 2, and I mean I'll explain to you guys why I'm really doing this later, but for right now just kind of like work on kind of getting to know these perfect squares, because that's going to really help you guys do this trick really quickly. So I'm gonna write from 1 to 12, because I feel like that's the most important ones. But I mean, you can learn up to 15. Yeah, I don't think you have to learn more than 15 for this particular trick. But if you want to, then yeah, learning more would definitely help you um do these tricks faster and do a more variety of range of tricks. Uh, um, 87. Yeah, it is, but this is a square, like you can get square roots of any number, and there's gonna be a decimal for this. So yeah, there's gonna be a decimal for this number. Let me just quickly write this down. Okay, I'm gonna be writing out 1213. So how this trick really works is basically what you do is so let's say you have the number of square root of 87. So what you basically do is you try to find the you try to find the next lowest perfect square number. So as you guys can check over here, the next lowest square root perfect square root number after I mean before 87 is going to be 81, right? It's going to be 81. So yeah, 81. And what you do is that's going to be basically the first step. The first step is just going to be trying to find what the next lowest square root number is going to be. So write step 1 over here. And step 2 is going to be determining how far the original number is away from our closest square root number. So in this case, it is going to be so 27 to get from 27 to 20 or sorry 87 to 81, you have to subtract 8 or 6, sorry. So that's going to be step 2, right? Step 3 is going to okay, actually wait. So yeah, the square root of 81 is going to be 9, right? So what you're gonna do is we're gonna write a 9 over here, and that's gonna be our whole number answer for this. So what you do next is you take this answer over here and you put it as a numerator to you put it as a mixed fraction, put it as a numerator for this. So how you get the denominator is what you do is you take this whole number and multiply it by 2 to get it 18, and all you have to do is you have to add it to the denominator, and that's going to be your answer. So your answer to the square root of 87 is going to be 9 and 6/18. So you can always you can always simplify this fraction to get a lower number, but that's how this trick is basically going to work. So I'm gonna be like before, I'm gonna be doing around 3 practice problems, and I'm gonna give you guys like ones to work on later in the class. So let's take the number 39. How would you really find the square root of 39? What you would do is that you would try to find the lowest square root number below, like the closest square root number or perfect square root number below this number. So as you guys would have seen from over here, the lowest square root number below this number is going to be the square root of 39. So the square root of 39 is of course going to give us a answer of 6, and that is going to be the whole number answer for this question. And then you try to find what's the difference between 39 and 36. So the difference between 39 and 36 is of course minus 3. So since it's minus 3, you just add a 3 over here in the numerator of the mixed fraction. And to get a denominator, all you do is you get 6 over here and multiply that times 2 to get an answer of 12. And you write 12 over here. And that's basically the trick. The trick to or the answer square root of 39 is gonna be 6 3 over 12. And it's really important for you guys to know that this trick, it does work, but there is a error, or there is a margin of error for this trick. So the actual answer, if you guys type it into the calculator, the actual answer to square root of 39 is going to be 6.24. But this answer that we got, if you simplify it to a fraction, it's gonna be an answer of 6.25. So it is not like to the perfect to like the lowest decimal, but it is you can get by in a pinch, like for UILs and stuff like competitions like that. For competitions, you don't really need to find like the perfect answer. You just need to find like a really estimate close answer, and yeah, you can just use like process of elimination if it does ask you for like the most perfect answer. I mean, you'll get the answer of 6.25, and if you see it like in the answer choice, if you see an answer of 6.24, then obviously you're gonna be like, okay, that's like pretty close. So that's basically how this trick works. And yeah, this trick is, oh, sorry, this trick is not really 100% perfect, but it can help you in competition levels. And if you do get really proficient at this, you can do it faster than a calculator. So yeah, it's worth trying. And next question is gonna be pretty easy. So it's gonna be the square root of 12. So I'm gonna give you guys a couple of minutes to work out the square root of 12. I mean, it is pretty easy, but you guys can try to work on it by yourself. Mm. Okay, I think you should be done with this by now. So let's see how to really do this. So the lowest perfect square number below square root of 12 is going to be square root of 9, which is going to equal 3, and that's going to be our whole number answer for this question. Then what you do is just like before, you try to find the difference between the original number and the new number. So that is gonna be 12 minus 9, which is gonna give us minus 3. So what you do is minus 3. That's gonna be the answer to, or that's gonna be the numerator answer to this trick. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this whole number over here, multiply it by 2 to get 6, and you add that to the denominator, and that's it. Your answer is going to be 3 and 1 3 and 1 halves, which is going to be, or sorry, going to be 3 and 1 halves, which is going to be 3.5. Right. And as I said before, this is not going to really produce a perfect like a perfect like answer. The answer to that is going to be 3.5, right? But the original answer to the square root of 12, as you might have noticed, is going to be 3.4. So it is going to have a margin of it's going to have an error of around you know 1 or 2 decimal points, but no more than that. It's not really that complicated. And I mean honestly though, this is a really fairly easy trick. And I mean honestly, I don't use it. I only use it for around 1 digit and 2 digit square root numbers. I don't use it for more than 2 digits, but in some cases I do use it for 3 digit numbers, but definitely not more than that. So this is like last days, I mean 2 days before last classes trick. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that trick. So now we're gonna move on to the next trick, which is gonna be multiplying 2 digit numbers under 20. And this is gonna be a really easy and fast trick, just like before. And I'm gonna keep this section over here just so some people can some people are trying to write this down and like or take notes. So I'm gonna keep this in the side over here. And yeah, just for those people who are trying to take notes. And so, do you guys have any questions on how to really do this? Any questions? Okay, I feel that pretty much a lot of people. Oh, okay, yeah. Uh-huh. Oh no, you always multiply by two. I mean, when we're talking about cube roots, when we start talking about cube roots of any number, then we're gonna be multiplying that by another number. But for now, since it's just square root, you're gonna be multiplying that by two all the time. I mean, okay, honestly though, I do not know how to get the perfect answer. I mean one of the downfall of these tricks is that you can like for some of these like more complex tricks, when you're trying to get into like square roots, cube roots, when you're trying to get into like fractions and stuff like that, you won't always get like perfect answers. But this is like pretty much the perfect answer. So it's like, yeah, I don't think there are any ways to really get the perfect answer. But yeah, you can maybe try to find it on you can maybe try to find it on the internet, and you can always tell me about it. But yeah, I don't think there's any way to like really find a perfect answer to this trick. And sometimes sometimes these like kind of like it'll be kind of hard for you to do these. Like let me give you an example. So let's say you want to do the square root of 63. So yeah, how would you really do this? So let's say you want to find the square root of 63, right? And so yeah, so when you're gonna do this, like first when I learned this trick, what I did was I kind of did okay, so 63. So uh one sec. Yeah, 63, right? So so the square root of 64 is gonna be 8. Oh, actually I did not write the square root of 8. I kind of skipped that, so I'm gonna do it over here. Uh yeah, like I mean, you could do that, but like the thing is that that won't work 100%. So like, yeah, I'm gonna tell you like what I mean. So so let's say you have a square root of 63, right? So like a lot of people, what they do is they make a mistake of saying that like, oh, 63 and the square root of 64 is 8, right? They do square root of 64, and then they just do like 8 over here, and then what they do is they the difference between like 63 and 64 is going to be plus 1, so it's going to be 1 over here, and what you're going to do is take this number times 8 times 2, which is going to be 16, and you're going to add a 16 over here. So that's the answer, right? But the thing about this is if you actually put this on the calculator, what happens is the actual answer to this number, or sorry, the actual answer to this number is going to be 7.94. See what I mean by like it's not gonna give you a perfect answer, and sometimes like there are some exceptions to this rule because like of course 8 and 1/16 is not the same thing as like 7.94. So there's always gonna be like some kind of exception to this rule, but I'm gonna teach you how to really like go around this kind of exception. So what I found, what you could do is let's say you have the square root of 63. Let's do the same one, right? So what you do is even if you have a number that's closer to like even if you had a number that's like more than 63, and that's gonna be like closer to 63, what you're gonna do is you're gonna try to always find a number, or you're gonna always try to find a perfect square number that's gonna be below 63. So the nearest perfect square number below 63 is gonna be square root of 49, right? 'Cause- yeah. I mean, yeah, pretty close. So a square root of 60 or 49 is gonna be 7, right? I mean, if you do 7, the difference between those two numbers is gonna be 14. So you add a 14 over here. Then you take 7 and multiply by 2 to get a answer of 14, right? So what you see over here is that when you kind of do this, what happens is I mean this is the same thing as 7, right? But or sorry, this is the same thing as 8. But the actual answer is going to be 7.94. So I mean this can kind of be a way to like really use this trick for every single number, but what I found out is that there are definitely limitations to this trick. There are definitely exceptions to this trick, but like for the most part this will work for like for most things. But like then and there, like sometimes you might come across to a number that like does not work, and if it does not work, then you don't have a lot of choices. I mean, you do have to use a calculator, or you have to do it by hand. But yeah, this can be like a trick that you can use for like just small things, and getting the answer really fast. So yeah, do you kind of understand what I mean by that? Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, for multiplication, like for these, like, these fast math tricks for multiplication and stuff. I mean, for multiplication, the thing is they're pretty accurate, for multiplication, adding and subtracting and stuff like that. But like when it comes to like more complex topics in math, such as like square roots, cube roots, and like getting the square of number, getting the cube of number, it really like starts to get a little bit fuzzy, and like it starts to get really not as perfect as like what you would get when you're using these kind of tricks in like multiplications. So yeah, that's a little bit of downfall to these kind of like fast math tricks. But you can get across with this with like when you're trying to do this really fast and when you're in a competition and stuff like that. So now let's move on. So now we're gonna kind of move on to how to multiply two-digit numbers but below 20. So like as I said, I really wanted to teach you guys this trick in the first and second classes, but I totally forgot about this, and like I just found out more tricks that would be like that are like more excited, and like it'd be like kind of better. So I'm just gonna like teach you this trick right now. So yeah, let's just get started. So let's say you have to multiply 14 times 16, right? What would you do? So you can either do it normally like you like teachers have taught you in class, or you can use the trick that we learned in previous classes, like first multiplying 4 and 6, then multiplying 6 and 1 and 4 and 1, and multiplying 1 and 1 and stuff like that. But I'm gonna teach you guys a really easy trick that you can use, but this is only gonna you can only use this trick when numbers are but when both numbers are below 20. So what you're going to be doing is the first step is going to be determining how much each of these numbers are above 10. So let's take the number 14, right? So let's take the first number 14. So 14 is 4 plus 10. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put a little 4 over here, because I mean the reason why we take 10 is because this math trick really focuses on a concept in math called bases. So yeah, for this trick we're gonna use the base of 10. So if we use a base of 10, what it really means is that like you kind of have to find out how much this particular number is above 10. So 14 is 10 plus 4, so you add a 4 over here below. Then you go to the next number, which is going to be 16. So 16 is 6 plus 4, so you add 6 more to 10 to get 16. So you're gonna add a little tiny 6 over here. So what you would have noticed now is that is that 16 plus 4 would give you the same answer as 14 plus 6. And as we go on with this trick, what you would find is that this will be the case for any number that we choose below 20. So it's going to be true for any number that we choose below 20. So in this case, we can choose any number. I mean, like we can add 4 times 16, or 4 plus 16, and we can add say 14 plus 6. It's gonna give you the same answer. So I'm just gonna add 4 plus 16, which is gonna give us 20, right? So let me write a 20 over here. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take these numbers over here. You're gonna take the numbers 4, and you're gonna take the number 6, and you're gonna multiply them by each other. You're gonna multiply 4 and 6, which will give you an answer of 24. What you're gonna do now, and let me write steps. So step 1 is gonna be that. Step 2 is gonna be this. So what you're gonna do now is you're gonna add 24 to 20, but in kind of a different way. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put a 2 over here and a 4 over here, and you're gonna add it like that. So I mean it would help if I like kind of put a 0 over here, but like you don't have to. So and 0 plus 4 is just gonna be 4. 0 plus 2 is gonna be 2, and 2 plus nothing is gonna be 2. So yeah, that's the trick. It's gonna be step 3. Step 3. So the answer to the question 14 times 16 is going to be 224. That's the trick. And I'm not sure if you guys really understand this or not, but um, once we go over more practice problems and more practice, you will really get this fast. And this has you also have the potential to do this faster than the calculator. I mean, even like mental, you can do this like mentally, and you can really like get really fast at this. But then in order to like get really fast and like get really proficient, you do have to practice. And that's one of the reasons why I do give out homework, like why I do give out worksheets class to class. So yeah. And I'm gonna give you guys a little bit more time, a little bit of time to work out how to do 15 times 13. So you can take your time. I mean, and also if you guys haven't realized yet, we're not gonna use this part of the screen to this trick anymore. So yeah, I'm gonna give you guys the answer in I'm gonna give you guys the answer to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's look at how to really do this. So as keeping our base of 10 as before, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to determine how much you have to add to 10 to get an answer of 15, and that's of course gonna be 5. And that's the same thing we're gonna do for 13. And yeah, to go from 10 to 13, you have to add 3. You add 3. Now what you're gonna notice is that it's gonna be the same thing as last time, right? What you're gonna notice is that 13 plus 5 is gonna give you the exact same answer as 15 times 3, right? See, 13 times 5 is gonna be 5. It's going to be 18, and then 15 times 30 is also going to be 18. So what you're going to do is you're going to kind of use only one of these. And I'm just going to choose to do 13 and 5, which is going to give you an answer of 18. Let's put it a little 18 up here. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these two we're gonna take these two numbers, and we're gonna multiply them by each other, which is gonna give us an answer of 15. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna add 15 to 18 in a kind of a special manner like this. And what you would get is, first you would get a 5 over here, you would get a 9, and you would get a 1. So the answer to the question 15 times 13 is going to be 195. So do you guys really like understand how to really do this? Or this one? No, not 13 times 5. It's going to be 13. I don't really understand what you're trying to say, but yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. I said 13 times 5, but I meant 13 plus 5. Sorry. Yeah, I meant 13 plus 5. Okay, people said they kind of understand. I'm gonna kind of go a little bit slower on the next problem because it seems that a lot of people are not understanding this. Oh, yeah, our next kind of example is gonna be a little bit harder. It's gonna be multiplying 19 times 18. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of time to how to really like understand this and work it out on your own. Yeah, please put your answers on the chat. So it is going to be 18, or yeah, 18 times 19 or 19. Okay, we got one answer. Okay, I'm going to wait for a couple more people to put in their answers. Okay, we got 3 answers. Okay, gonna wait for one more person to put in their answers. Okay, good. Okay, let's look at how we're gonna really answer this. Let's first look at the number 19. So how much do you have to add to 19 to get, or how much do you have to add to 10 to get 19? And that's gonna be plus 9. We're gonna have to add 9 plus it to 10 to get an answer of 19. And we're also going to look at the same way we looked at that one to the number 18. So that's of course going to be 8. So do you guys understand that step so far? You guys understand that step so far? Okay, good. Sorry. So the next step is going to be adding one of these numbers to either one of these two, right? And I'm gonna choose to add 9 to 18. So if we do add 9 to 18, okay, I'm gonna write it down over here so it's more clear. So to add 9 and 18, you're gonna get an answer of 27. What we're gonna do is you're gonna put a 27 over here, and if it does help for you, you can always put a 0 over here. Then what you're gonna do is you're going to multiply 9 and 8. You're gonna take these two numbers and you're gonna multiply them with each other. So that's gonna mean multiplying 9 times 8. And if you do multiply 9 times 8, it is gonna give you an answer of 72. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna add 72 to 270, 270. And if you do that, that's going to be an answer of, first you're going to get 0 plus 2 is going to be 2, then 7 plus 7 is going to be 14, so I'm going to add a 4 over here, and now it's just going to be basic addition, right? Like since 7 plus 7 is going to be 14, you're going to add a 4 over here and a carry 1 over here, then you're going to do 1 plus the carry 1 over there, and that's going to give you an answer of 342. That is the answer. The answer to the question 19 times 18 is going to be 342. Is that kind of helpful, guys? Do you guys really understand the end of our teaching time for today's class? Oh, actually, sorry, I forgot to teach you guys how to get the cube root of any number. So I kind of only have one kind of example for this. So yeah, it's gonna be extremely similar to the old one, but yeah, I'm just gonna like really quickly teach you guys how to do it. So let's say you want to take the cube. Oh, let's say you want to take the cube root of 87. How would you guys do that? And also for this question, you also have to have a working understanding. Like you also have a working understanding of like all the cube roots. I'm not really gonna write like all the cube roots down like I did square roots over here. That's gonna not we're not gonna have a lot of space to work on our thing. But yeah, this definitely does require you to have a working understanding of the perfect cube roots. So I think enough people had time to work this out, and yeah, let's go and do this. So let's say yeah. So how you really do this is first step is going to be exactly the same as how you did it for the square root of any number. So the closest cube root to 87 is going to be 64. So the cube root of 64 is going to be the closest one to 87, or the closest lowest, like the second closest one to it, like below 84, and it's going to be 64. So the cube root of 64 is going to be 4. And if you guys don't know how cube roots really work, how they work is basically I mean, a square root is basically just 4 if you were to take the if you were to square the number 4, you're basically saying you want to do 4 times 4, which is going to be 16. But if you are taking the cube root of a number 4, or cubed, if you're going to take the cube of the number 4, what you're going to do is you're going to do 4 times 4 times 4. Notice how there's 3 fours here, right? You multiply 4 by itself 3 times because it is the cube root, and over here you're multiplying 4 by itself 2 times because it is the square root. So if you multiply 4 times 4, it's going to give you a number of 16, and 16 times 4 is give you an it will give you an answer of 64. So that's basically how cube roots work. I know a couple of people are they're like first second grade, so in this course I know they're in like first second grade, so they might not understand how to like what cube roots are. So yeah, that's just for clarification. But yeah, now that we know what cube roots are, now we can proceed on how to really get the next steps of this trick. So the cube root of 64 is going to be 4, and that's going to be our whole number answer for this question, just like when we got the square root of numbers. So the next step is going to be the same as what we did for square roots. We're going to try to determine what is the difference between 87 and 64. So it's going to be like how you're going to basically determine what is the difference between your original number and your new number. And if you do determine that, you're gonna get a difference of minus 23, and that's gonna go exactly over here, number 3. Then what you're gonna do is you're going to, and this part is especially confusing to some people. So what you're gonna do is you would take this 4 over here and multiply it by 2. Yes, you're gonna be multiplying that by 2, and if you do multiply by 2, you're going to get a 16, right? But the thing about this trick is you're not going to just plug in 16 over here. What you're going to do is you're going to do an additional step. What you're going to do is you're going to multiply 16 times 3. You're going to multiply 16 times 3 to get an answer of 48. Now, after you get this final answer, what you're going to do is you're going to plug this in over here, and that's going to be your answer. The answer to the question, the cube root of 87 is going to be 4, 23, and 48. I know this trick is especially, it's challenging for some people. So, do you guys really understand how to really do this, or do you guys have any questions?
Did you say 4 times 2 equals 16 or 4 times 4?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's 4 times 4. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's yeah. I just got a little bit I got confused between that. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you for yeah pointing that out. Yeah. First, you're gonna do 4 times 4. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take that answer. You're gonna take this whole number answer. You multiply that by itself. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take that answer and multiply that by 3. That's right. You're gonna multiply that by 3 to get your final answer, and that answer is gonna go to the denominator of that. So, anything else I need to clarify on that trick, and
So,
any uh-huh.
so when you're doing that to try and find out the denominator,
Mm-hmm.
you, do you square the like 4 times 4? So do you square it?
Yes, you square the whole number answer of this question. Okay, so let's say for like another question you like a whole number answer of like 3, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna like to get the denominator, what you're gonna do is you're gonna do 3 squared, so 3 times 3 is gonna be 9. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna multiply 9 times 3 because it's a cube root. So you're gonna multiply 9 times 3, which is gonna be 27. So 27 is gonna be the denominator in that case. So yeah, is that clear for everyone?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
I
Oh,
have a question.
uh-huh. Go ahead.
So, uh, when you were doing the cube roots, so for cube roots, would it be like half of the square roots? Because I saw the 64 equals 4. The square root of 60, the cubed square foot of 6.
Yeah, the cube root of 64 is 4. Yeah.
Yeah, so would the cube root be half of the square root?
Um
Would like all the cube roots be half of the square roots of that number?
I'm not sure. I don't quite understand your question, but I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. I mean, like, square roots are like a totally different concept than cube roots. I mean, like, they do have some kind of similarity, but like, they're kind of totally different like concepts. So I do not think that is the case all the time. Yeah, that was maybe just a mere coincidence, but yeah, I don't think that's the case every time.
Oh,
Is that
okay.
yeah,
Thanks.
yeah, no problem. Does anybody else have any questions?
Yes, I do.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
At the end of the class, will we have time to review all of this?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I have some practice problems. So yeah, we'll be able to review all of the tricks that we learned for today. Yeah, definitely.
All right, thank you.
No problem. So yeah, anyone have any other questions? I know this trick is like especially hard, and like I like when I first learned this, I kind of didn't understand, so I had to like practice a lot to like really get this. So does anybody have any questions on this? Okay, that's good. That's pretty good. Okay, hopefully everyone got this. How to do square roots of how to do square roots, how to do the cube roots, and how to multiply two-digit numbers below 20 by each other. So now we're going to be transitioning to our review practice section of our thing. So like in this section for people for anyone who hasn't like attended our other classes, this section is going to be where we kind of like make like where I kind of let you practice on your own pace and like give you some time to really get how to do this and practice on your own. So
Boss, um,
um yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I have something to say. Like, Hardy's telling the if you could stop recording, like if you could or not. It's he just typed it in the chat.
Oh, okay. I mean, if she can't, then like, yeah, she can definitely like stop recording. Like, if she can, then I would suggest like, yeah, keep going. But yeah, okay, yeah. Let's go to our practice session. So let's say you want to do the square root of 139. Yes, this is gonna be taking the square root of a two-digit number. And yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of time. I'm gonna give you guys around 2 minutes to really work this out. So yeah, please work it out and please type your answers in the chat. And if it's wrong, it does not matter. We're just trying to like I'm just trying to teach you, and yeah, I'm just trying to teach you. And yeah, you only get better if you try it and practice. So yeah, please do type it in the chat. Yeah, try to do it, everyone. Mm, okay, I see one answer. I'm gonna be waiting for around, 4 or 5 answers. Okay, I see two. Very good. Okay, I see three. Very good. Okay, four. Okay, that's really good. Everyone surprisingly got this right. Yeah, the answer is indeed it is 11, 17, and 22. Yes, pretty good. But I'm just gonna be explaining it for people who don't quite understand. So the closest number or the closest square root number perfect square root below 139 is of course going to be 122. And that I have written it over here. So yeah, you can always use this part over here to for later reference and if you need any kind of reference. But I do recommend like later you guys do kind of memorize all these numbers. You don't have to memorize I mean you kind of do have to memorize to do this trick, but like yeah, I would kind of recommend you do memorize it because it'll help you in the future, not only for this trick but also for many other tricks. So it is going to be 122, the closest square root number, perfect square root number, and that is going to be the square root of 121 is going to be 11. Then what you're gonna do is that's gonna be step one. Step two is going to be determining what's the difference between the original number and the number that we got after. So the difference is gonna be minus 17. So what we're gonna do is that's gonna be our denominator. Then to find our denominator, what we do is we just take this number over here, 11, and we multiply that by 2. And remember, this we only do it once. We only multiply that by 2 once because this is taking the square root, not cube root. So yeah, we will only be doing 11 times 2, which is going to be 22. Then that is our denominator, and that is our answer. Our answer is going to be 11, 17, 22. Very good, Gus. For people who did get it right, it's completely okay if you got it wrong. You can always practice and get better. Yeah, now let's go on to our next practice problem. So our next practice problem is gonna be kind of like very, 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 very easy, very, very simple. It's just gonna be the square root of 18. It's really extremely easy, you know, like it's not a three-digit number, and it's just a two-digit number, and it's below 20 also, so it's like, you know, really easy. And I'm gonna give you guys around like, you know, 1 to 2 minutes for this question. Let's see. So I think people would be okay. I mean, I see quite a bit answers. Most people are correct. Few of them are wrong. So let's learn how to really do this. So so the square root of I mean the closest perfect square root to the number below square root of 18. Oh, actually, a lot of people got this wrong. Only a couple of people got this right, but okay. So we're gonna take the lowest perfect square root number below square root of 18, which is gonna be square root of 16, and square root of 16 is of course gonna give us an answer of 4. Right. Then what we're gonna do is we're going to determine what is the difference between 18 and 16, and the difference of course is going to be 2. And so 2, so that is of course going to be our denominator. Then what we do is we take this whole number answer and we multiply that by 2. If we do multiply that by 2, we get an answer of 8. And that is our answer. That is our answer. Our answer to the question square root of 18 is going to be 4,114. Yes. Oh, actually, yeah. I mean, actually, I think a lot of people got it. Yeah, I think everyone got it right. I'm sorry. I totally forgot. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think everyone got it right. Yeah, pretty good, guys. Pretty good. Yeah, very good. Very good. Very good. Now we're gonna kind of move on to now we're gonna kind of move on to multiplying two-digit numbers under 20, and we're gonna start on some practice problems. And our first practice problem is going to be 11 times 11. This is really fairly easy, and you know, it's like really easy. You don't even have to like do anything. Like it's just like too easy. You know, 11 times 11 is really easy. So yeah. Yeah, a lot of people just like, you know, typing it in the answer is just really easy. So let's see how to do it. I mean the answer is going to be 121, but let's see how to do it in let's see how to do it in as per this trick. So, when we consider this as a base of 10, what we're going to try to determine is how far away 11 is away from 10. And of course, that's going to be plus 1. 11 is plus 1 from 10. And that is also going to be true for this case also. 11 is also, for this second number, it's also going to be plus 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these pairs and we're going to multiply it that or we're going to add them to 11 plus 1. So 11 plus 1 is of course going to be 12. So that's going to be sorry, let me write it down. That's going to be our second step. Our third step is going to be multiplying 1 times 1, taking this trick or taking this number and taking this number over here. And 1 times 1 of course is just going to be 1, so you're just going to be adding 1 1 2 and 2 1. So that's it. The answer, write it down. Pretty. So the answer to 11 times 11 is going to be 121. Yeah, this is like really easy, and like, you can do this in like, seconds. You can even do this in your head, so it's like really easy. But our next practice problem isn't going to be that easy. It's going to be kind of easy, but it's going to be, fairly hard. It is going to be 12 times 16. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit more time. I'm gonna give you guys around like 2 minutes to work this out by yourself. I'm gonna wait for 5 to 10 people to put their answers in the chat. Hmm, let's see. Okay, 132, 192, really good so far. Okay, that is good. That is good. I think everyone got this correct. The answer is indeed 190 192. But we're gonna look at how to really solve this. So 12 is 2 away from 10. So we're gonna do plus 2, and 16 is 6 away from 10. I mean, like, and another important like misconception is that, like, since it's 16, 16 is closer to 20, right? So what people a lot of people do is that they do plus 4, but please remember that we are only taking the base. We're only taking 10, like base of 10. We're not taking base of 20, because a base of 20 would require a whole new set of rules, a whole new trick by itself. So please remember to only take the base of 10. So then, what we will do, the next step is going to be adding 2 and 16. So 16 plus 2 is going to be 18, right? So we're going to add 18 over here, and we're going to just take it over here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to multiply 2 times 6. And 2 times 6 is just 2 over here, and 6 over here. That's going to be 2 plus 6. And 2 times 6, I'm sorry, 2 times 6 is going to be 12. So it is going to be 12. So what's going to happen is you're gonna add 18 and 12 in a different way. So you're gonna do that. So the answer is going to be 1, and 8 plus 1 is going to be 9, and 2 plus nothing is all, of course, going to be 2. So the answer to the question 12 times 16 is, of course, going to be 192. Any questions on this, guys? Any questions? Okay, pretty good. Very good, guys.
I have a question.
Uh-huh, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
So, for this trick that you said that it had to be below 20, does it have to be between 10 and 20? Or, like, could it also be a
Oh,
single
I'm
digit?
sorry, I did not realize that. Yes, it has to be in between 10 and 20. Yes, it
Okay.
has to be in between 10 and 20. Yeah, I'm sorry I did not reference that before, but yeah, it has to be between 10 and 20. I know this is a really niche, like, this is a really small amount of like questions you're gonna get on the exam, but any question, like, you are bound, like, for especially for UIL, especially for like uh you know um math, number sense, and like math and stuff like that. These, like, you're bound to see like one or two questions that are like easy like this. So if you can do this, but like if you can do this like in like 5 to 10 seconds, that's gonna be really useful for you to like tackle harder questions like later through on the competition. So yes. So we're gonna go on to our last practice problem. Our last practice problem is going to be this practice problem is gonna be like the hardest practice problem the hardest problem you're gonna get you're gonna encounter while doing this like trick. So 19 times 19 is like the highest number you can get, and it's really easy, but like it's like the highest number you can get. So please put in your answers in the chat. Please put in your answers in the chat. I'm gonna wait for some people to put in their chat. I'm gonna give you guys around 1 to 2 minutes on this. Okay. Check the chat. Okay, we do have, not everyone has the same answer, and we do have some kind of contradiction. So I'm gonna wait for a couple more people to put in their answers. Okay, good. Okay, let's see who's right. So yeah, let's work it out. So 19 is just 10 times 9, so we're just gonna do plus 9 over here. Then and same 19 is gonna be 10 times 9, so it's gonna be 9 9 9. So next, that's step 1, and step 2 is going to be getting 19 plus 9. 19 plus 9 is going to give us an answer of 28. That is going to be our we're just going to take 28 over here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to multiply 9, which was over here, multiply that by 9 also, which from here, and 9 times 9 is of course going to be 81. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna add 81 to 29 in or 28 in a different way. How we're gonna add it is first you're gonna add I mean like nothing plus one is just one, and eight plus eight is gonna be 16. And we're gonna add a six over here and a one over here. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do two plus one, which is gonna be three. So the answer to 19 times 19 is just 361. That is the answer, guys. That's it. That is basically today's class. We're basically done with today's class, guys. So, any questions on any trick that we learned in today's class? We learned today. We learned three tricks in today's class. So, do you guys have any tricks or any questions on those tricks? Oh, this cube root. Actually, I do not have a practice problem. I did not really do a practice problem for cube root. So I'm really sorry, but yeah, on your worksheet you're gonna have practice for a square root multiplying two-digit number below 20, and you're gonna also have it for cube roots. And